Hi, Joe Muldowney here, and welcome to Running Shorts. Today we're going to answer the age-old question, are you training too much or too little? Stay tuned, this is going to be a good one. Welcome to Running Shorts. Again, you know the drill. Please hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel and share these videos with other runners. I think they will appreciate it. So today, I figured come outside instead of being in my little studio, which is basically just a spare bedroom in my home. We come outside here. It's a beautiful South Carolina day, at least for a couple more days until a cold front comes through. All right, so let's get right to it. Are you training too much or are you training too little? It's a difficult question to answer. So what we're going to do, we're not going to actually be able to answer because it varies with each person, with each runner. But we are going to maybe give you some signs that you are training too much or training too little. So let's go with the too little part first. Easy. There's an easy, immediate answer. You finish a race and you're feeling really, really, really good, and you feel like you've got a lot more gas in the tank, you're not training enough. It's just that simple. And what is that? It's difficult to put a mileage number on that. And again, it's all going to vary with the race distance that you are running. If you're running a marathon and you're running less than, say, 30 miles a week, that's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough, and you're probably not training enough. If you're running a 5K race, you don't have to do all the miles, but try to do those quality miles. We've talked about that before. So, put in less total mileage, but do more quality miles. And make sure that that you put in 1 or 2 workouts a week where you really elevate that heart rate and make yourself work. Don't just, and I've said this before, don't just put in the miles. Make the miles that you put in quality miles. And if you do that, then you will be training enough, even though you may not have a high amount of miles. Now, many folks do train too much, and they kind of train wrong, and therefore it becomes, I think, too much. Okay. Now, if you run out of gas, if you run out of gas because you've gone out too fast, the old genie in the bottle thing, may not be that you've trained too much, but you haven't trained properly. So you need to know what your pace is to be able to not go out too fast and to not exhaust the stores of energy in the early part of whatever distance race you are running. The other thing some runners do is they may not be putting in too many miles, but they are leaving their race out there on the road. A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, used to have a saying that it only really counts when you pay the entry fee. I mean, we all like to have our workouts recorded on Strava or other apps like that, but do not, if you're running a 5K race, don't go out there and run 4 or 5 miles at almost as fast as race pace, and then you're gassed on race day. It just doesn't make sense, but a lot of runners do that. A lot of runners are really good training runners, but then when it comes to race day, they burn themselves out. So always take somewhat of a tapering period. And and a lot of runners used to say to me, well, I'm training right through that race. I never bought that because that always seemed to me like an excuse for not having a good race, maybe. So, I mean, if you are going to pay those entry fees, and they're not cheap entry fees these days, if you're paying the entry fee, make that race count and taper down. before the race. And again, looking at different things, I have a lot of runners that I train who are running marathons. And so for a marathon, nothing you really do within the last 2 weeks is going to make you a better runner or a better racer. It's not going to improve your race, I should say. So once you hit that 2-week period before the race, begin tapering down. It doesn't mean that you can't run, you know, maybe a speed workout 10 days before the race. That's fine. But taper down. I tell my runners, I want you to feel like you're overweight and out of shape when you're standing there in that starting line. Because again, you want to be rested up and you want to be carb loaded up for that race, for the marathon. So you're going to feel like, oh, maybe I haven't trained hard enough. Oh, you've trained hard enough if you've, done the work and then tapered down. So again, don't leave the race out on the road. That's what you pay the entry fee for. That's what you see the official results for. Not your daily workout. I mean, it's fun to beat your training partner once in a while, but just don't leave your races out on the road. So again, I know, maybe I didn't give you specific answers here because there really are no specific answers. But again, train enough that you are going to be strong enough for that race. But don't train so hard that you are going to be, that you're hurting yourself for that race. That you're just not going to have that best race. And again, if you feel overly fatigued after the race, then you've probably trained too hard, or especially if you don't have energy even in the early stages of the race. So find that happy medium, somewhere in the middle. Train hard enough, but not too hard, and you will be successful in your next race. See you next time on Running Shorts.